What's going on, everybody? Thank you for coming and listening, and welcome to the
Bird
podcast. I'm your host, Big Hitbox, and in this video, we are going to have a sit down with Game Freak and Nintendo. We got to have a conversation, Pokemon. We really do.
Emotional damage.
So, as most of you guys might know, if you're into this kind of thing, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green are coming out in 2 days since this video will be posted. They're coming out February 27th. And initially, I was excited. They were being sold at the price point of $20. So if you want, you can buy each game for $20, total of $40, excuse me, is pretty good. But here's the thing, Pokemon. The shit plays like it played on the fucking Game Boy. Let me tell you something, Game Freak. You're not gonna get me. All right, you're not gonna trick me. The wool's not over my eyes, bud. And here's the thing: is I know that I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I'm gonna have to tell you guys the truth about Pokemon. And I feel like I might be beating a dead horse with some people, but we're gonna try to convince you guys. First of all, this game is a port. They taken the Game Boy game and have changed it to be played on the Switch 1 and 2 and did not change the game. I repeat, did not change the game in any way. That is the laziest cash grab move I have ever seen. That's like, at this point, Pokemon, you might as well port every version of your game over to the Switch 1 and 2. Even make a collector's bundle where you could go from the very first game of Red and Blue all the way up until like maybe Sword and Shield. Maybe like right before that game, all of those games, are available. You might as well. Because not only are you putting this pixelated bullshit from the game, like the Game Boy, like the old school joint, like the brick Game Boy. You could play this on the brick Game Boy. Don't play with me, Pokemon. You want me to buy a game that amused me when I was 6 years old, 7 years old? Nah, playa. Not when you got games like Pokemon ZA.
Emotional damage.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about those PNG wallpaper graphics. Listen, here's the thing. I love Pokemon. It is nostalgic for me, right? I get it. It was one of the very few shows I got to watch as a kid through my growing up. One of the very few. And I played the games. I'd probably say 85 to 90%. There might be a game or two that I've missed, but for the most part, I played every single Pokemon game. You're not gonna get me. You're not gonna get my money because I'm gonna tell you guys, there's 3 people who are buying this game. The biggest spender of this group is gonna be the Nostalgia group. And the Nostalgia group is basically people who grew up on it. They have some type of sentimental value for what it brought to them in that period of time of their life. Excuse my dogs, they're having a disagreement about their bones, but the Nostalgia group it's going to be nostalgic. You know, that old school, I remember this when I was a kid type of gamers. Those people are going to be the ones that spend the most money. Then you're going to have like the collector, right? So if there is a Pokemon collector, whether they play the game or they're just buying the game to have the game, to be able to say that they have the game, those are those people. right? Like that's going to be the next biggest group. Is this the I'm a video game collector, so I'm going to collect, or I am a Pokemon collector, so I'm going to collect. Those are going to be the second biggest group. Now, the very small group that even I don't even fit in, and I mean, Hitbox crazy, is the people who have never played it. And that's the smallest group. I'm going to tell you, this is how the breakdown goes. 85% of the people who are buying this game are buying it for nostalgia. 10% are buying it as a collector's piece. And 5% are probably going to be the ones who have never played it. There's the mathematical breakdown. And the Pokemon still fight, like, they still fight the same. Like, you didn't try to graphically upgrade it, didn't try to spice it up with like new animations that you guys have been doing with other games and stuff. No, none of that. No. You gave us the same game. You gave us the same Game Boy game. I'm sorry, not falling for it. Not gonna get me.
Emotional damage.
It is what it is, Pokemon. It is what it is, okay? Now don't get me wrong. I say that to say this. If you want to buy the game, by all means buy it. This is not me trying to tell you that if you buy Pokemon Fire Red or Leaf Green, it's not an attack on you. I'm just saying that I feel like we are in an era where the consumer kind of gets taken advantage of by the gaming market, right? How many times has like GTA's been on, like GTA 5 has been on like 6 different consoles. Like you got, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like people just keep remastering. You have to think we've waited almost 20 years for GTA. You know, like it's like 15 years actually, I think. That's just crazy. That shit is some serious
emotional damage.
And, you know, my thing is that this is to Pokemon. Listen, you know, I feel like you're trying to keep people talking about Pokemon and you're like releasing the game, you know, like as like a shock drop for like $20. These games should be $5. You mean to tell me that this game is only $50 less than this game is $50 less than ZA? What? That's crazy. That's crazy. For a game that's old as dirt. That's what's crazy to me. For a game that is old as dirt. Like, this game is 20 plus years old. That is old as dirt. Jesus, man. Like a pack of Pokemon cards is worth more than this game. Let's talk about it. That's crazy when a pack of Pokemon cards is more valuable than this bum-ass graphically tarnished game. These graphics look like ass. Straight up, I'm just going to call it like I see it. They look like ass. Nobody wants to play this shit. No one wants to play this shit. I have always told my friends, if Pokemon really wanted to make money, listen to me, Game Freak. I'm being real with you guys. Listen to me. If you take one idea from big old Hitbox, this is the one you need to take, okay? Coming straight to you from the Dual Paired podcast. If you took Red and Blue and remade them to match the format of your choosing, whether it be the ZA format or the Scarlet and Violet format, and then you actually enhanced the graphics, meaning, You stop using the PNG shit and you actually build a nice JRPG world, and you put it on the Switch 1 and Switch 2, I guarantee you will break sales records easily. Easily. I'd bet a paycheck on it. I'm not really going to bet a paycheck on it, but I would if I had an extra paycheck to bet with. But I don't. So I'm just going to say that I really strongly feel like that would break records. Not this $20 bullshit that you're trying to give us. That shit's annoying. That shit looks like ass. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap up the podcast right here. Let me know your guys' thoughts, man. Like, let me know, like, am I tripping? You know, like, am I being too harsh on Pokemon? Do you understand my point of view? You know, let me know if you're going to buy it or not. I will be sitting it out this go around just because I'm not here for that. That product does not speak to me, so I'm not going to purchase it. But let me know what category you fall under. If I was right about my categories, if you would add or remove, just let me know your opinions down in the comments. And with that being said, you guys, y'all stay blessed. See ya.